All right, welcome into the Titans by Two podcast. This is episode 1. My name is Austin Nelson, alongside my man Brett Batchelor. We are both contributing writers with ArmchairAllAmericans.com, covering the Tennessee Titans, and this is our very first podcast. So we're super excited to get this thing going. Brett, you got anything to say, man?
I'm excited to be here. I'm just ready to go. I'm always excited for this stuff.
Sure. One thing we can both agree on that was not exciting was the Titans' performance on Saturday night in New York against the Jets. Man, that was piss poor.
Yeah, it was. Not a good night at all in general. I mean, defense looked okay. Offense definitely was not up to par. What I kind of expected it to look like. I know it's preseason week 1, but just based off of how good camp has been and how good OTAs was and everything like that, I expected to at least look more solid in week 1 of the preseason.
Agreed. Yeah, with so much hype right now on the team, I would have expected the offense to do a little bit more than what they did, especially with Marcus finally playing since the leg injury, and I understand DeMarco wasn't out there, which he probably doesn't need to be. But still, you had the new weapons around him, and it would have been nice to see more guys get involved in the offense, do more and be more productive. But it's not how it's always going to be. You're going to have those games. So I think they're still building chemistry. I think it's going to take time. We're over here, jumping to conclusions with the first preseason game. Not a big deal. It really isn't. But like you said, and it would have been nice to see something more come out of that game with the first team.
Yeah, I agree. One really good point to look at is early on in that game, Jurrell Casey was already firing off and doing exactly what he did last year and the previous years. And a lot of times when you see these players sign these big contracts like he just got, that they'll slack off, they'll do stuff like that. But Jurrell made a good point a couple weeks ago when he signed the contract. He said, okay, I signed the contract, but now I have to go out and prove to the team that I'm worth this money that they just gave me. So he's still hungry, and he wants to keep going, and he really wants to take this team to a Super Bowl. So, I mean, he was in there early, had a couple rushes on the quarterback, and he did have a sack that was taken away on – well, they called it low hit to the quarterback, but really he just grabbed the quarterback, tripped, and fell. So it was not a low hit. So a sack that was taken away, but he was in there quick, he was in there fast, and he really looked – I mean, he looked like what we know he can do.
Yeah, I think Jurrell Casey is probably the best name that people don't know about yet. Jurrell is you put him on any other team, and I'm just going to say this because it's the honest truth, man. The Titans don't get enough national coverage.
I agree.
Put Jurrell on the Steelers, the Cowboys,
Patriots.
He could be a household name.
Yep.
So with another year, him getting paid was a huge thing for him, and now being a back-to-back 2-time Pro Bowler, and just going to continue to be what he is. It's only a matter of time until we put the All-Pro discussion with his name because he's incredible, and there's no stopping him. I think that play that you were talking about when it was the low blow, quote unquote, which was a clean sack. I mean, he grabbed him by the ankles.
Right, and he just fell to the ground.
Yeah, I think it's just more the refs, being the preseason and whatnot, and kind of calling what they see, which I'm not sure what he saw there.
Yeah, I mean, the ref, I knew he looked familiar, and they showed his name in the middle of the game. It was Walt Anderson, and it said he's been in the league for like 18 years. Yeah. So, I mean, he knows what he's doing. He's a veteran ref. So, I mean, that was like we said, it's preseason. They're trying to keep everybody safe for the regular season. They don't want anything like this to happen. But, I mean, I'm not one to complain about calls because teams, it goes both ways. Teams get calls they shouldn't get, teams get calls they should get. And most of the time it doesn't cause the outcome of the game unless it's with 1 or 2 seconds to go. And this is preseason, so I'm not complaining about it at all. But in the regular season or any time else, that's probably not a flag.
No, and right before the sack happened, I saw a video of it today on Twitter. Go ahead and follow Armchair Tighten Up while you're at it. That's our Twitter handle. And I think I retweeted it, but he completely blew past the tight end that was covering him, which I don't know why the Jets had a tight end on him.
Yeah, because I saw something too that said whoever is the person that put a tight end on Jurrell Casey in the first place should go ahead and be fired right now.
Right. Right, I completely agree. So, yeah. So a couple what we want to hit on real quick. We'll go ahead and wrap this Jets game up. I know some good points of the game were Taywan Taylor looked
He
real
looks
good,
fantastic.
looked great. Alex Tenney did not look great. I'm not
No,
sure.
I expected a lot more from him.
I did too. John Robinson's been real high on him since he's been here. He did not look good at all. He'll get more time, so maybe he can redeem himself. But against the Jets, he should have looked better. Logan Ryan did not look good.
No. You know, we talked about a high point with Jarrell Casey and getting in there and starting off fast. Logan Ryan definitely did not start off fast because right after the play where Jarrell got flagged for the low hit, they had a 53-yard bomb down the sideline right over the top of Logan Ryan, which eventually led to a Jets touchdown. So that was not a good start for him at all.
No, I completely agree. So those things need to change. And like I said, this is preseason week 1.
Right.
So things, they'll build the chemistry, build the trust on the defense. LeBeau will scheme things up for week 2 against the Panthers, which kind of brings us to our next point. The Titans are currently having that joint practice, which the NFL is doing a lot more now.
Right.
And they're holding on with the Panthers since they play here on Saturday. Cam Newton's not practicing. I don't think he's playing either. He's dealing with a shoulder injury. He had surgery during the offseason. I'm a big Cam guy, so I wish him a good luck. But it's kind of cool just to see these guys in our house and kind of our practice facility.
Yeah.
And kind of going with live speed with some some great athletes they got. So yeah, kind of hit on that. What should the Titans expect this week? The Panthers.
We really would expect probably a lot of Christian McCaffrey. He's been doing a whole lot of work throughout camp, and we already know that he's quick. We saw the drills that he puts on Twitter and what he did in college, and he can be a wheelback catching the ball out of the field, and he can also run it right up the middle and bounce outside if he has to. So it's going to be a lot of Christian McCaffrey, but I also expect to see the Panthers are still trying to figure out sometimes what they have at receiver because Kelvin Benjamin comes into camp almost every year overweight and then loses it throughout camp. So they're trying to figure out what they have from him, and plus he's coming off that torn ACL from that he had. And then Devin Funchess, their other receiver, is supposed to be really good this season. So I feel that in this game, on a team like ours where we don't have the best secondary, that they're really going to try and test it out, even with their backup quarterback, who they're okay with. I mean, it's not Cam, of course, but they're okay with them. So I feel that they're going to test out our corners and our D-backs, guys like Caitlin Reed and Kevin Byard and Logan Ryan. Again, they're really going to make sure that either, okay, we can get past these guys, or the Titans defense is going to have to step up and be like, okay, look, no, this is going to be a different story than what it was last year.
Yeah, for sure. And another guy that we didn't mention was Curtis Samuel, their second round pick from Ohio State, which should have a phenomenal season. They got Devin Funchess still. They lost Ted Ginn, Greg Olsen. Yeah, so I mean they got a stacked offense too, and only adding Christian McCaffrey is going to add to that. So it should be interesting. And it's only preseason. I think we played them last preseason too. I was at that game at home actually, ironically. So it should be a fun one. It should be good. It's just another test to see what the Titans can do. Can they build off last week? Can the first team offense go down and score?
Right.
Can Marcus get a rhythm going? We didn't see a lot of Eric Decker on Saturday. I kind of want to see some more Eric. See if we can keep feeding Taywan. He had a good first game.
He even ran the ball. He ran the ball on a pitch and out of the backfield.
I agree. So just kind of get the pieces flowing more and kind of just get back in the groove of things because it's still a process.
Yeah, and I knew it wouldn't happen, but I kind of wish Cam would play because, as I remember 2 years ago, Cam came in there and dancing all throughout the end zone and made all the fans mad and really made Avery mad because Avery came running up to him in the end zone. So if Cam were to play, I was wondering if there's going to be a little extra push, a little extra shove after the plays, just to try to get back at him, especially since Avery's a much better ball player now than what he was 2 years ago. But just to throw a little spice in there, a little fun. But, I mean, like we said, it doesn't look like Cam's going to play, but I kind of wish he was just to see if something like that was going to happen.
I feel like if that's going to happen, it's going to happen in practice. I don't know if it happened today or not, but tomorrow most definitely. But I'm sure Avery's over that. He's a professional.
Yep.
And
we know Cam kind of likes it though. I feel like
sure. Absolutely.
even when he got in the fight with Josh Norman 2 years ago at camp, Cam was smiling as he took Josh to the ground.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Cam enjoys stuff like this.
Absolutely. Another note we want to hit on is DeMarco Murray practicing again, which is a good sign for the Titans and the Titans fans. Dealing with just nursing a hammy, I believe it was. Not a big deal. I know the Titans are kind of getting hit with the hammy bug right now, with Corey Davis as well. But it's a good sign to see DeMarco practicing. Coach Mike Mularkey did say he'll play on Saturday. So it's nice to see DeMarco out there getting some reps in and running.
Yeah, it is for sure. I know some people talked, and I think you might have mentioned it before, maybe off the show, that we didn't know if DeMarco was going to even play this preseason. Yeah. So the fact that he's here in week 2, even though some people might not want him to play, I'm okay with him playing, whether it's 1, maybe 2 series, just so he gets back in the flow, just so he gets comfortable. I mean, we know he's comfortable in the offense, but just to get him the ball, get him on the field, rather than him being forced back into it week 1. We just want to see that he's comfortable, make sure he's okay, which, I mean, I'm sure he will be if he's back in practicing now, because he's always itching to play as well. So, and it kind of calms everybody else down about signing Brandon Radcliffe from Louisville and all that. Another running back signed. DeMarco is fine, and we always knew he was going to be fine, and he's still our number 1 back. Yet, I mean, I know a lot of people want Derek. Derek looked good in New York, but DeMarco's the 1 back, and it's good to have him back as well.
Agreed. Yeah. So it was nice to see Derek. That's kind of another point I want to hit on too while we're at it with the running back position. I don't think we saw enough of Derek on Saturday, and when the time he was in the game, I don't think he kind of showed his full potential out there. I don't know if he was holding something back just because it was preseason or whatnot. But I think with DeMarco starting on Saturday, I think Derek gets more reps. Which is going to be nice. Anytime you see Derrick Henry run the ball, it's cool to watch him run, and we know exactly what he can do. So I want to see Derrick more, run the ball harder, and maybe get a score in on Saturday. But yeah, like I said, it's good to see DeMarco back and being healthy. Go ahead.
8 rushes for 29 yards is what I have for Derrick Henry. So like you said, not a whole lot of action. A lot of it was given to David Fluellen, which he's kind of in a battle with Khalfani Muhammad for the 3rd back spot. But I mean, like you said, not quite enough for Derrick, and we'll probably see him more this week.
Agreed. For all of our Madden lovers out there, Madden has released their full ratings on the players, and the Titans got a good. I mean, they came back with a few shining moments and a couple bright spots here, but a lot of underrated Titans players on this year's team on Madden. The highest rated player is Delaney Walker. Go figure, with a 93. Followed by, I believe, DeMarco's a 91. He's the 4th best running back on Madden. We talked about Jarrell Casey. Where am I at? An 86.
86, yeah.
86. Logan Ryan, an 86. Jonathan Cyprian, 84. Brian Orakpo, 85. Let's look at the O-line. Taylor Lewan, 88. Jack Conklin, 86. But the name that is kind of not sitting well with everybody is Marcus Mariota with an 80 overall. So you're trying to – I think there's 21 other quarterbacks rated higher than Marcus on Madden, including guys like Alex Smith, I think Joe Flacco, Blake Bortles maybe.
Man, if Blake Bortles is above Marcus, then something's really
wrong. But I just feel like it's one of those names that shouldn't be there. Marcus is just going to have to go there and prove himself again.
He is.
It's just, I think – I couldn't tell you why Madden did an 80 overall. That just does not make any sense to me.
One thing that probably is not helping him is the fact that he's yet to play a complete season.
Yeah, that's it. And I think that's the number one thing the Titans have to get over the hump this year is with Marcus playing the full 16 games. I agree with you. Eric Decker, 86 overall. Rashard Matthews, 82.
I think Derek Morgan was pretty low as well.
79.
Yeah, that's low for him.
I agree. What else? Corey Davis, I believe, is like he's the third highest rookie.
I'm okay with that. That's
Yeah,
fair.
79
Totally
overall.
fair.
That's a pretty good rating as a rookie. 79.
I think Adoree had a fair rating. I think he was somewhere around 76 or something.
74.
74. Yeah, that's not too bad.
But I'm sure his speed is like a 96 probably.
Right. Speaking of Adoree, we saw him returning kicks again in the preseason game.
Yeah. I think we'll obviously see more of that. Obviously, every time he touches the ball, it's a possibility to score. You see his highlights from college, his tape there. So it's going to be, I think, as time moves on, you'll see him maybe in the offense a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Mularkey's talked about that. So I'm not sure when it would happen. I think it's going to happen when we least expect it. I think you'll see packages where he's in on offense and doesn't catch the ball because it's going to take the defense. It's going to take their eyes on him, and they'll scheme up something, which is nice to have a guy like that who can play both sides of the ball. It's deadly. Yeah,
and one thing, using his talents, because we can, like you said, we can use him everywhere, is a lot of times, I've seen a ton of people, when they used to come out with college football, video games, everything like that, the play where you put a wide receiver in the slot position and then you run the end around and you hand it off the receiver and he goes around the other side and keeps on going. And that's something that I feel could be really beneficial to Adoree, to use his speed. And because since he's never played an actual receiver position, just hand him the ball and then just let his talents take him from there.
Agreed. I agree with you on that. Titans, Panthers, Saturday, 2 o'clock from Nissan Stadium. Should be a good one. You got a prediction for us?
You know what? We didn't look good in the first one. Like we said, Alex Tanny went 11 for 27 for 132 yards, 1 interception, 1 fumble, and he took 7 sacks. So
we don't have to give a game prediction because it is preseason. Give me this prediction. Does the first team score?
Does the first team score? Yes.
Okay.
I think that Mularkey was really upset, and if you saw the video of John Robinson standing on the sidelines, he was not pleased at all. So nobody was really happy with the outcome. So I think that this week in practice, maybe not these 2 days with the Panthers because they don't want to give too much to the Panthers, but these previous 3 days, especially when they had to move inside the bubble for practice one day due to the rain where fans couldn't attend, they probably really pushed them hard, and they know that they have to get better.
I agree. Well, that's it from Titans by 2. Follow us on Twitter at Titans Tighten Up. We appreciate it. For Brett Batchelor, I'm Austin Nelson. Thanks for watching.